All right, guys, we have a quick channel update and then we have a little bit of news. The quick channel update is that I changed the channel name to Crypto Angler. I changed it because crypto news is too generic, and if you just tell someone that you listen to crypto news or go check out crypto news, they're going to search for crypto news and they're not going to find my channel. But if you search for Crypto Angler, you can find my channel. So that's why I did it, more for like branding purposes. Might buy the trademark sometime, but that costs a lot of money. So not really interested in that right now. But the other big thing is Hester Pierce has actually spoken against the SEC. And she is a commissioner speaking out against the SEC's policy. Obviously, Hester Pierce, all of you know her as Crypto Mom, and she wants more positive engagement with crypto firms, which is exactly what we want as well. Because she thinks that the SEC's closed door policy, as she calls it, is stifling crypto innovation, which it is. I think a lot of lawmakers don't want crypto to exit the United States because it's a lot of political funding for one, and it does bring a lot of high-paying jobs for another. But Hester Pierce is like one of the most outspoken ones. There's another commissioner on the board that generally votes with her, but the other two vote with Gary Gensler. But I think the tide is actually turning. And when you have a lot of internal dissension, when 2 of the 5 commissioners does not agree with what you're doing, then obviously Gensler and co. have a big problem. So she spoke at a conference yesterday. She said that particularly precarious weed had sprung up in the SEC's secret garden of policy guidelines. Her comments were made in response to the controversial staff accounting bulletin SAB, and there's actually people trying to overturn SAB. We actually talked about SAB a few months back. That outlines the regulator's accounting guidelines for institutions looking to custody crypto assets. Notably, SAB 121 prevents many banks from custodying crypto assets on behalf of clients, which obviously pisses off the banks too. So they're wanting to change that next year. So that's one of the examples that she was talking about. And SAB 121 doesn't really protect investors in any real way, so it hopefully is going down the drain soon. Additionally, if the custodian fails, the assets could be treated as they don't belong to the failed entity, not the customers of the entity. So it could actually hurt assets. So basically, like, Pierce I think, is becoming more and more apparent, just criticizing Gary Gensler's way of doing things, and a fallout within your own commission of 2 of the 5 commissioners when you're actually trying to put like policy that would hamper crypto because you're somehow bent against crypto is not really good for you, because that means there's dissension in your own agency, and not even everyone in your own agency or your commission doesn't really believe what you say. And Gensler has a lot of opponents, obviously politically, in Congress as well. Obviously there's those that support them like Elizabeth Warren and Brad Sherman, but he's not like unopposed. There's a lot of people that actually oppose him, both on the Democratic and the Republican side. And Pierce has said like the culture at the top of the SEC has changed, which in turn has changed the way the agency interacts with the public. They're being more closed with the public now, because I think they know that if they interact with the public, like, they'll see like the public is not very satisfied with what they're doing. And Hester Pierce added that investors and companies are hesitant to meet with the SEC out of fear of enforcement actions, because if you don't tell the SEC what you're doing, they might not know and might not enforce anything. If you tell the SEC what you're doing, they will know, and they might actually have bad enforcement actions for you. So based on that, like, you know, you're getting more people that are like not reporting things, which means like rules and regulations aren't getting made, the needs aren't getting met, and things aren't getting enforced. And she wants the SEC to restore open communication with the public, provide clear guidance, and facilitate rather than impede responsible innovation. Gary Gensler, of course, does not want that, because I think like the SEC right now under his leadership has been taking advantage of the lack of guidance and the lack of regulation in crypto to sue whoever they want. Obviously, the crypto industry is going to favor Hester Pierce a lot more than Gary Gensler. Of course, a chief legal officer on Coinbase agrees with Hester Pierce's remarks. There's a lot to agree with Commissioner Hester Pierce's remarks in the SEC this week at SEC Speaks, but one suggestion struck me especially creative and unobjectionable to anyone not focused on political agenda at the SEC, an industry committee made up of chief compliance officers to understand how the rules actually operate. They would have to work very, very deeply in the industry. I think this would be really good for the industry, not just crypto, but other industries as a whole. But of course, the SEC, if they really were to do that, they wouldn't be able to go through holes and loops to enforce their own policy. and sue people and pursue their political ends. Remember, Gary Gensler has his eyes set on higher office like Secretary of the Treasury. It's my hope that he never gets it, but he definitely has eyes on that prize. And I think the way he wants to make a name is to really corral the crypto industry, but it's not going well for him. So he's getting more and more agitated, and he's going to become more and more aggressive. I think he's just becoming more resentful with every lawsuit that he loses because that's another blemish on his record as an SEC commissioner. So Pierce makes a lot of sense. Hopefully, more people end up agreeing with her. And of course, Gary Gensler is like serving other people like Elizabeth Warren, Brad Sherman, and people in Congress. They're kind of like forcing his hand. But I think he also has like a grievance with crypto, and he's basically trying to suppress crypto at this point for his own political agenda, which is I don't think is going to work, and I think it's going to like basically destroy his reputation as a commissioner. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you, and have a nice day.